Call to the bullpen. Wah, wah, wah. Call to the bullpen. Why aren't you guys singing?
Boo! Boo! Shut up!
What?
Shut
Boo
up!
went to Cheeseburger.
What the hell is the problem?
Boo.
Get off the stage!
What is the issue?
For those people who
Boo!
can't understand what the hell that was an attempt at Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I did
and
a
the
great
reason that we're
job.
booing is because the Red Sox suck, and we hate the Red Sox.
Oh, come on. You guys listen to
I
Yankee
want
podcast?
to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. Do 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 do.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
To be
I'm not a baseball guy.
part of it. Bullpen,
Oh,
bullpen.
yeah.
Is that what we're doing? I got you. Yeah. Well, all right. Fair enough. I can't follow. I don't know that song that well. I'm from Connecticut.
So you should be a Yankee fan,
I was actually a Cardinal fan when I did watch baseball,
which was never.
which was in like middle school.
Front runner, front runner.
Fair.
Whoa,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Ages. Hold the
Welcome
bullpen
to
proudly
this
presents.
episode of Called Bullpen.
It's soon to
Call
be.
to the bullpen.
It's soon to be podcast champions of the world, Jared Silberkleit.
JCB and Austin Keeney.
The
Yeah.
new age. Call to the bullpen.
Yep, pretty much.
CTTB? How do we
I
do
have
it?
zero idea.
Are we CTTB? Is that what we do?
CTTB. Call to the bullpen.
Oh, okay. So you
'Cause bullpen's
do
one word.
the T too?
Oh yeah, because
On the?
because
it's not
CTB
CTB.
is the Connecticut Blue Jays, and that's
Oh,
not
well,
okay.
we cannot do that.
Copyright.
obviously. Yeah, no. CTTB. We got a jam-packed episode for you, folks. We got a full
Preview episode.
A full preview.
Locked and loaded, ready to go. And we're going to start off with our Thursday night game on December 13th at 8:20 p.m. Yeah, boo-boo, is it a picnic biscuit? Chargers against the Chiefs.
Chargers against the Chiefs. Who you got, Jed?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Really?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Is that because they're the best team in the AFC?
Yes, it is. and I just the Chargers. They've looked apart from that great comeback against the Steelers. I feel like they've looked a step behind the great teams this year. And I mean, they've had a great season, but they in a game between two top contenders, them being one of them, I just feel comfortable going with the Chiefs, especially considering they're playing. We've seen it all season. When you're playing on these short weeks, these Thursday night games, being at home makes a difference, especially when you're the Chiefs, who have one of the greatest home field advantages in the AFC. And I just think the way that they get rolling on offense, I'm expecting a shootout here. Most people are expecting a shootout. I think this could be a situation where the Chiefs run away with it.
I think that on the short week, like you said, I think the Chiefs could honestly win by a couple scores here. The Chargers have been playing very well, but they've lost to good teams often, honestly. I think they're they've lost to bad teams often. Sorry, that makes much more sense in my brain than it did.
In fact.
So I don't want to say they're phonies, but without Melvin Gordon and probably without their first backup, Austin Eckler, they're going to be starting their third string running back, and they're going to be going into Arrowhead on a short week with limited practice. I don't think that bodes well for them. I'm going to take the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, 2 touchdowns. You know what that means, Jared? That means Patrick Mahomes is putting up a lot of points.
Huh.
When Patrick Mahomes puts up a lot of points, I beat you in fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, not when you're already down by 45.
Yeah, well, your team literally only won because of Saquon Barkley, and when the Giants lose to the Titans and they don't run all of their defense, I'm gonna win. But we'll get there. Chiefs beat the Chargers. Chargers are pretty good. Chiefs going into Arrowhead. Chase is right. They're going to put up a lot of points. Chargers have been playing well. I've ridden them for a few games here and there, but I'm definitely pulling for the Chiefs in this one. Chiefs have a chance to run away at the playoffs here, or run away with the rest of the regular season. I mean, they are at the Seahawks next week. So that's going to be pretty tough going into Seattle. However, if they can pull off these next couple games, they play the Raiders at home, and they're going to absolutely demolish the Raiders. And then they're going to go into the playoffs on a 5-game winning streak and have a chance to really pull something out there. So I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. Chase says by 2 touchdowns. I don't know. I'll say 10. 7-10. That's my range.
Yeah, 7 to 10 feels right. I'm going to give the Chargers this. I mean, I agree that I see Kansas City winning. I think that they would need Melvin Gordon in a game like this. But in their defense, Keenan Allen is absolutely peaking right now. He has finally gotten to the point where he's getting in the end zone week after week.
Finally hit puberty?
Well, more or less. And I say that because he's on my fantasy team, and I'm going to need him to get in that end zone to beat Mr. Austin in the fantasy playoffs.
Well, he ain't doing it, so F.O.
All right. What does the house say?
Oh, what does the house say? Flip, 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 flip. The house says Chiefs.
Oh, we're on the same page. We'll see if
because the house isn't stupid.
We'll see if this continues. Next up, we're going to Saturday because you see what happens in the middle of December when college football stops becoming a thing.
Holy crap, there's Saturday football games.
Yeah, there's Saturday NFL games.
What? 2 of them?
2 of them?
2 of them?
Man, one of them the Broncos.
Hey, yo, there's Saturday football games. Holy shit balls.
Wow.
Hey, one of them.
Great balls of shit.
One of them's the Jets. Get your New York sports here.
Yeah, too bad the first one sucks.
Yeah. Yup, Texans are going to smoke the Jets because the Jets suck.
Yeah,
Anybody?
You've got a...
Yeah, they do. They suck.
Good, good. Glad we're all on the same page. I talked about it in our last episode. The Texans I called them a great team. They're a great team. Will they win the Super Bowl? Probably not. Will they make it that far in the playoffs? Probably not. Will they beat the Jets? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yep. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, it is hard to see a world where the Jets, when they can't stop anybody and Sam Darnold can't stop turning the ball over, where they, beat this Texans team that can score a lot of points and take the ball away and pressure the passer. So, blowout city. Jets, just take a dive, man. You don't want Todd Bowles sticking around. You don't want ownership to think that they should have any faith in this goon.
Hey, Jared.
Who? What?
Do you know why monkeys eat bananas?
Why do they do that?
Because monkey never crap.
Okay.
Thank you for that insight.
just let you know. If anybody's out there wondering if you should eat a banana, you should eat 3 bananas a day. And the reason being is because monkeys never crap.
So that's something. Browns are traveling to the Broncos at the 8:20
ticket to Popeyes. Louisiana chicken.
Browns are traveling to the Broncos.
That's finger looking good.
At 8:20. And I would be so amped for this game, but it literally doesn't matter anymore unless some teams lose. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll root for the Broncos just for ha-has, but at this point, I don't even know if I want them to win or lose because I want Vance Joseph fired.
Austin, we're on the same wavelength.
I'm very torn. I'm going to root for the Broncos. I won't be upset if the Browns win, to be completely honest.
I got the Broncos in this one. Browns are good. It's tough, man. I almost want to renege here. It's tough, man, because I've been rooting for the Browns here and there. They're a lot of fun to watch. We say it every week, even when they lose. They're fun to watch. Great. They're not the Broncos, Browns of old. Fantastic. I want to see the Browns win this football game, mainly because the Broncos don't really have a chance of making the playoffs. And because they don't have a chance of making the playoffs, watching the Browns win this football game would be a lot more enjoyable. However, it's in Denver. Von Miller's still Von Miller. Broncos are still going to win this football game. I would, like Chase said, I would love to see the Browns win. This season doesn't matter for them, so it's not totally crucial. Broncos will probably win this one. I'll take the Broncos.
This is a tough game to pick. A really tough game to pick because I feel like both these teams are they're playoff long shots at this point. slim to none. I think most would say about both of them. So this is mostly a game that I don't think is going to impact the playoff race that much. And I think that I feel like Cleveland's playing looser than Denver. But at the same time, I feel like Cleveland's been terrible on the road this year. They've been 1-5 away from home. And I think they're a classic case of a young team that's just way, way more comfortable playing at home than on the road. I'm kind of torn here. If this game was in Cleveland, I would say Cleveland all the way. But I just feel a little bit more comfortable going with Denver here. I think Baker Mayfield has struggled against good defenses. We saw that in Houston. We saw what happened there. I think the Broncos could get after him. And yeah, Denver's played better at home. Cleveland plays way worse on the road. And based off that, I'm just going to go with the Broncos.
Very good. Jared, what's the house say?
You tell me.
Oh, yeah. I'm the one with the coin. The house says heads, which means Browns. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
A house flip for the Texans and the Jets.
Oh, okay. What does the house say? Houston or New York?
Stand by. Typing out the Browns. The house says Jets. Yep. The house is going full potato again 2 weeks in a row.
Don't you disparage potatoes by comparing it to the dreaded house.
Hey, man, the house is going full potato.
Oh my God.
You know what they're also going to go full potato on? The Giants beating the Titans. Do you want to know why? Because the Titans are going to beat the Giants.
Are they?
Care to explain why?
Are they, though?
They are.
Why do you feel that way?
Because they're annoying.
Here's the problem. What's the line at right now?
The line is at, stand by, I'm going to pull this up right now.
I see it right here. I can see it from here. It's 2.5.
2.5. 2.5.
2.5 Giants.
Yeah. And they put up 30 points against the Jaguars. They beat the Jets.
So
the Giants aren't
that
really
means
that good.
Vegas thinks that the Giants are going to win.
Well, yes. And I'm going against Vegas.
I almost want to switch my vote to the Titans now,
I know.
knowing that knowledge.
Exactly, because the Titans are annoying.
Because
and
the Titans
based off of Vegas thinking the Titans are going to lose and the Giants are going to win, the Titans are going to win.
Switch me over to the Titans.
That's my man.
God damn it.
I'm right. I knew you would see the light.
Giants should not be favored in this, and the fact that they're favored in this makes me want to vote for the Titans.
That's correct.
I'll tell you why the Giants are favored in this because
the Giants would be favored in the Super Bowl against an unbeaten Rams team if you put them there.
The Titans are 7-6.
The Giants
suck.
The Titans are 7-6 because they're
Odell Beckham's a better quarterback than Eli Manning. In Chase's words, don't at me.
The Titans are 7-6 because they're 5-1 at home and 2-5 on the road. And the Giants have won 4 of their last 5. Their offense has been playing significantly better ever since the bye week. I hate to sound like a broken record, but this offense has now gotten to the point where you expect them every week to put up in the mid-20s or higher. And guess what? When you're playing against the 29th ranked pass attack in the league, and I don't think that Derrick Henry is going to duplicate what he did against Jacksonville on Thursday night.
No, definitely not.
Call me crazy, but I don't think he's rushing for 240 yards again. Marcus Mariota has had a very inconsistent season. He can be accurate with the football, but he's not going to necessarily tear you up. And the Giants' defense has been playing marginally better as well. They now have the potential to get after the pass or create turnovers. They have looked like a very complete team over the last month or so. And I think playing at home, I think that, again, based on the Titans' road struggles and just the way the offense is playing much better, especially if Odell Beckham comes back, that's going to help him even more so. But Saquon Barkley, he's thrived in putting this team on his back. When they feed him, they put up points. They win games. I think that continues here.
I just have to take the Titans here. I'm sorry. What does the house say?
The house is probably going to say the Giants because the house sucks. And the house says the Giants.
Boom!
Wow.
6-8. 8-8, here we come. Playoffs.
Absolutely not. The house was, I didn't even count what the house had last week, but they were terrible.
I don't know.
They're going to lose
they
again.
might not have been as terrible as you think.
They were pretty bad. I'll count it. Buccaneers at Ravens. I think we're all in agreement here.
Oh, yeah. I got the Ravens all the way home here.
Yup.
However, there has been a development that Lamar Jackson left last week's game with a leg injury of sorts.
Yes. So it could be. Oh my gosh! If RG3 starts this game,
it could be RG3 starting for the Ravens at home, and I don't like that. Everybody, I do not like that at all. I don't care how bad the Bucs have been. RG3 has proven to be a terrible quarterback since his rookie season, or since after his rookie season.
if this was in Tampa, I'd probably lean. I'm gonna say even with RG3. If RG3 plays, this is gonna be one of those embarrassing, boring, like 10-7 type games. But I think that at home, the Ravens would grind out that sort of win. I think their defense is good enough, especially against a very mistake-prone Tampa. Tampa Bay is one of the most reckless teams with the football in the National Football League. They've made a whole season out of blowing it, whether it's not finishing drives, whether it's turning the ball over, whether it's turning over on downs, whether it's missing field goals. They are just they're a glutton for punishment, and they can't get out of their own way. And now they're going on the road in cold weather in December against one of the NFL's top defenses that desperately needs a win as they chug along toward the playoffs, possibly making a division push. The Ravens, even if that's the case, I think their defense, with RG3, I think the defense is good enough to win.
Yep. Ravens are winning because the Buccaneers suck. And they're on the road. And the Ravens defense is good. Buccaneers offense used to score, doesn't score anymore.
Depends on the quarterback, depends on the day, depends on the month, depends on where the sun is, depends on a lot of things.
If Lamar Jackson plays, if Lamar plays, they win 23-7, and if RG3 plays, it's 10-7.
I agree with that.
Yep, I'm cool with that. The house, Jared, take a wild fucking guess what the house
Bucks are coming home.
Wow.
And for that reason, the Giants are going to lose to the Titans. We're moving on to the Lions. The Bills, this one we're a little split on here. Chase, tell me why you're on the Lions.
Because Bills suck.
Yeah, but the Lions suck.
Lions suck too, yeah. I mean, there's no...
All right, so convince me. Other than one team sucks and so does the other, so I had to throw
Josh Allen is a glorified running back playing quarterback.
Yeah, and the Lions have what?
Lions at least can
117-3 against the Cardinals?
Yeah, I guess. They won on the road.
Against who? The Panthers, who sucked? No, that was home.
The Lions have been all year.
The last road game they've won was against the Dolphins. I don't really
have to convince you why the Lions are going to beat the Bills, because the Bills stink. They just lost to the Jets at home. Why can't they lose to the Lions at home?
Because the Lions suck even worse?
No, they're not worse than the Jets.
I didn't say they were worse than the Jets. I said they're going to lose to the Bills.
There's just no. I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, what's the line at? What does Vegas say?
2.5.
2.5, exactly.
Son of a beach. Yeah.
I'm taking the Lions.
Son of a beach.
Well, this is a second. This is a second straight road game for Detroit. This is a cold weather game for a dome team. And also, the Bills, listen, they're not good. They're not a very talented team at all. But they've actually, over the last month, they've every single week in their last 4 games, they've either won or they've lost by 4 points.
Or lost, yeah, that's how it usually works.
How can you say that?
No, I hate you. No, their last 4 games, they have either won or they've lost by exactly 4 points. So they've been...
I missed the Jets game and went all the way back to the Bears and saw them lose 41-9, and I was like, absolute dog.
Guys, I know we're a podcast and we have to talk about every single game, but who cares about the Lions at the Bills?
I know nobody cares, but fun fact, if around this time of year, if you live in Buffalo, they've made a habit out of this. They did this last week against the Jets. Basically, Buffalo gets some of the worst snow out of any NFL city in the country, and what they do is, if you are in the area and you're willing to come shovel the snow in the stadium, they will pay you hourly, they'll give you lunch, and they'll give you free tickets to the game.
That's because no one shows up for Bills games even when it doesn't snow, Jared.
Well,
Correct.
I just thought it was a fun little nugget to throw out there.
It is a fun little nugget for a terrible franchise. Moving on.
All right. No, but we had to, we brought it because we're giving predictions, and I predict that the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, obviously I have the Lions here because I have half a brain. And the coin has the Bills, which means I'm going to be right.
That's probably true. Dolphins at the Vikings. The Vikings also suck.
Yes, they do. And I kind of want to change my pick here, but
why the hell are the Vikings favored by 7 points after the Dolphins just beat the Patriots?
That's too big of a...
because it's at home.
So what? Maybe 4?
Yeah.
7's a lot, dude.
It's at home, but it is in a dome now. I agree that this line is a little weird for two playoff-bound teams at the moment.
And the Dolphins aren't that bad.
If I was a betting man, I would tease the Dolphins and get 13 points. That would be something that I would do. But the only reason why I'm not taking the Dolphins here is because I need the Dolphins to lose for the Broncos to make the playoffs. So,
the Broncos are not going to make the playoffs.
I know.
Which is why you're going to take the Dolphins because the Vikings suck.
Vikings do suck. I want to see the Vikings lose too because then the Packers can make the playoffs.
Come on, baby.
The Dolphins had their miracle win. I think they're gonna. I think they're in for a come down.
So the Dolphins and the Vikings, the two miracle teams, are playing each other, and you still think the Vikings are going to win?
Yes, that is what I said.
I hate you. The Dolphins are going to win. You suck, Jared. What do you got?
I really want to be fun and pick Miami, but I think
it's not fun. It's logical because
it's not logical because the Dolphins, when they do this, they can pull off the big wins at home, but they've historically struggled on the road against good offenses. And I hesitate to slap that label on Minnesota because they just fired their offensive coordinator this late in the season. That's not a good formula. They still have a lot of talent there, and Miami. I think if you saw against the Patriots, you've seen it other times this year, their defense can be ripped apart by a good pass attack. And they can win games by sheer force of will on offense because with Ryan Tannehill slinging it, I know that's a weird thing to hear in an NFL analysis because people don't forget that Ryan Tannehill is actually a good quarterback and that the Dolphins offense is so much more functional with him behind center. And that's how the Dolphins are going to win is he's capable of leading teams on those kinds of drives. But I think on the road against a desperate Minnesota team, and I think defensively it's a reasonable matchup for the Vikings, and the Dolphins could be due for a come down after that big win over the Pats. So I'm leaning toward Minnesota, but I need the Dolphins to be the heroes because we need the Vikings to collapse for the Giants to get into the playoffs at 8-8.
No, Giants aren't going to make it.
No, because the stupid Vikings are going to
win. You know what I hear in the background, Jared?
What?
I hear a wheel.
For this game?
Why? No, this is just I agree with Chase.
Yeah, and I'm on the Dolphins.
Done.
Okay.
Lock it in. Lock her in.
All right, we're doing it.
Chain her up.
Wheel of punishment.
Done.
Watch the house go with me, and then you're both going to be wrong, and you're going to know it, and then you're going to regret that you didn't take the Dolphins because the house says Dolphins. Mother.
I'm glad that the house keeps picking the opposite of me. I feel pretty good.
I hope that the house is right.
0-16.
That's very possible.
All right, doing a wheel. There it is. We're actually going to do it. I promise. We're going to make it. It's going to happen. Ready? Next game. Irrelevant. Can you guess what it is? If I told you this was an irrelevant football game, could you guess what football game it is?
There are two that could be up for grabs, so I can't guess which one, actually.
Fire away. What do you think? Throw a dart.
Raiders Bungles.
Yes, that was correct.
Raiders Bungles. Yes, that is in fact correct.
What a
the Raiders
stupid
are
game
playing
this is.
The Bungles.
This is so stupid.
See, this is how I do my analysis, everybody. And you think that I'm like deep diving into everybody, like the stats and like this and that. And it's like, nope. It's like, what team played really good last week that shouldn't? The Raiders. Okay. That means that they're probably going to play really bad this week and lose. So that's why I'm taking the Bengals. And the Bengals are home. And the Bengals have nothing to play for.
Can I ask if AJ Green is back?
He's out for the season, I think.
He is.
That
Yes,
might be
he's
fair.
out for the season.
He is.
So I'm going to take the Bengals. And I'm not going to like it.
I want to take the Raiders because the Bengals are so bad, but the Raiders are so bad, and this game is bad. And
Did you know that the Raiders, not to get off topic, the Raiders fired their GM after they won against the Steelers?
Yeah, you know why they did? Because that game...
Because Amari Cooper caught 3 touchdown passes in a football
game? Yeah, maybe.
Well, that was part of it, but also I think that the reason he gets fired after the win is because, like, the big win over the Steelers, it validates the fact that John Gruden's the guy for 10 years.
Oh, God.
I think it has more of the fact that Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack are the two are... Mate, let me stop myself or say something stupid. Right now, look like 2 of the best players in the NFL.
Well, yeah.
So,
can you imagine if both those guys were on the same team?
I know. That didn't get traded for 1 draft pick. That is literally going to be somewhere in the 20s right now.
Yep.
And it almost reminds you of the Oakland days in baseball, how just a few years ago they had Josh Donaldson and Yoenis Cespedes and traded both of them away.
And Sonny Gray, who was actually good when he was on the other side of the freaking continent.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God. Anyways, we're not going to talk baseball here.
Hey, you know what's funny is that team's also based in Oakland.
Something about Oakland.
Yeah.
That's why they're getting out of there.
Something about that Bay water. All right. We all got the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk much on it, but yeah, I agree that
there's nothing to say. This game is stupid.
All I'm gonna say
it's a waste of air time.
Well, I'm just
playing with a bunch of backups. Who cares?
They're playing backups. I just agree that like the Raiders played their hearts out and they don't have anything left after that game, so the Bengals are gonna get a win.
Yep, and the house also says Bengals, so we'll probably all lose. Redskins, Jaguars, another literally worthless football game.
Yeah, this one is
bad.
We all have the Jaguars.
I don't know why.
I guess it's because Josh Johnson is the quarterback and there's still a decent defense on the other side of the football. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
This could be like an 18-0 game.
Well, yeah, and it's also the fact that the Redskins are so depleted, not only down to their, their 4th quarterback of the season. This is just embarrassing at this point with all these freaking injuries and poor performances. But the fact that the Jaguars, they've been horrible, but they're also healthier. They're healthy on defense. The Redskins' offense is so banged up that I think the Jaguars, even though they've seemingly got very little pride left, this is a type of game where it's like, all right, like you have still some very strong defensive players. I think that they'll get up for this game because it's such a favorable matchup for them. It's a chance for them to
they could have a little. They could have a little fun with it.
Yeah, the Jaguars, the Predators, they're just toying with their prey in the jungle here. I see that. I think that's how they're going to view these lowly Redskins.
All right, moving on. Tell me why you have the Colts beating the Cowboys.
Tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet?
Ooh! And just like Train, the Colts are a one-hit wonder. Tell me why you have them beating the Cowboys.
Because the Cowboys have won 5 games in a row, and they have a cushion. They can win the NFC East this week without winning because all they need, they have the divisional record. All they need are the Eagles and Skins to lose, both of which are very likely. And the Colts, they need all they can get. They are fighting to try to get into the playoffs, long shot at the division, still have a shot at the wild card. They really need to win out, and they're playing at home. So I just feel like they're going to be the more motivated team. I feel like Andrew Luck has been slinging it very well. And, I just think the Colts want it more. I think the Cowboys are finally due for a bit of a come down, and they won't have the motivation.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts won this game, especially because they're home. But I'm going to stick in the Flames. I think that the Colts are kind of overrated, in my opinion. They're 7-6, I believe. But everybody seems to think that they're like 9-5, or whatever the math is, 9-4.
Well, because they won 5 games in a row at one point. So 18. Yeah.
No, I don't see it for the Colts this year. I could see them making the playoffs just because the AFC is such a weak conference this year, especially for that 6th seed. But I'm going to stay with the Cowboys. Cowboys look good. Ezekiel Elliott will be able to run on them, and the Cowboys defense, if they're able to get that much pressure on Andrew Luck, it'll really shake him up.
Yeah, no, it should be a tight game. I just see it going Indy's way. Austin?
Yeah, absolutely not. Cowboys are winning this football game. The Colts are really not that good. I think they got super lucky beating the Texans last week. The Cowboys just look good. Ezekiel Elliott, Ezekiel Elliott is running the ball well. Dak Prescott sucks, but Amari Cooper just literally catches everything because he's turned out to be one of the best wide receivers in the game right now. And their defense actually looks pretty good and is pretty scary. So I think they're going to demolish Andrew Luck. I think they're going to stop the Colts from doing anything. And they won't score a lot, but they'll score enough to win. So I got the Cowboys in this one because the Colts just can't pull it off.
Okie dokie.
House says Cowboys.
Cool.
Moving on to Cardinals at the Falcons. Really doesn't matter for anything.
Yeah, the bird game.
Two birds that their wings were clipped this year and they're irrelevant. The Falcons are favored by 8.5. I almost want to take the Cardinals because the Falcons literally can't score to save their lives. Jared's going to say, well, it's at home. It's in a dome. You said that 2 or 3 weeks ago and they still lost. I want to take the Cardinals, but I have to take the Falcons on principle that like any other day of any other year on this planet, the Falcons should be beating the Cardinals.
Well, I'm not going to use the crutch. I'm not going to fall back on my argument that the Falcons are going to go off because they're playing at home and they got to put up a bunch of points because of that fact and that fact alone, because it's proven to me at this point that they absolutely suck. But even if they put up what's become it's disappointing to say this, but the traditional 17 to 20 points, that's enough to beat Arizona. So, Falcons, they suck. They're a bad team this year, but Arizona's worse. Atlanta still has Julio Jones, still have Calvin Ridley, still have Matt Ryan, still have, the running backs are okay. Coleman and Ito Smith. Like I said, 17, 20 points, that's enough for a win.
I have the Cardinals here because I like crack cocaine.
Literally. That is 100% a valid reason to take the Cardinals because there are no other valid reasons to take the Cardinals other than the Falcons suck.
Yeah, I think that David Johnson's actually going to have a really good game here.
He could.
He has a really weak Falcons defense. Falcons are home, so that is unfortunate. But the Cardinals have a really good pass defense that people kind of forget about.
They do. Actually, they have a phenomenal pass defense.
So if they can hold back Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley.
God, you make a valid point.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about their pass defense is actually one of the higher ranked pass defenses in the league right now.
Well, yeah.
So I'm taking the Cards.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the game sucks, so really, who cares?
I'm taking the Cardinals.
Okay. Next up.
I hate all of you. Coin flip.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinals. No, I'm lying. Falcons. Damn it.
The house.
House takes the Falcons.
Next.
Moving on.
Packers and Bears?
Packers at Bears.
I think that the Bears want to make up for blowing that gigantic lead on week 1, and they're at home. They're a great team at home, and their defense just looks completely penetrable after that performance against the Rams. And it has been proven many, many, many times this year that Aaron Rodgers is not good enough to pull the Packers to a win by sheer force of will because there just isn't enough talent around him. This is a guy who has struggled to light it up against poor defenses, so I have no reason to believe that he's going to be able to do enough to help the Packers overcome the ferocious Bears pass rush and their secondary and every person on that defense that's just created so much havoc all season long. I think the Bears win.
I think the Bears defense is very, very good. I think the Packers offense sucks. I think the Packers defense also sucks. I think the Bears defense has played well enough to win a lot of games this year. And they're at home. And the Packers have 0 to play for. Aaron Rodgers is good and all. I don't want to say they have 0 to play for. I take that back. They still do have some long shot. However, that long shot is getting through Khalil Mack and the Bears defense, which is one of the best in the league. So this could be a trap game, I'll be completely honest, and the Packers could very well win. However, my choice is the Bears.
I am going to take the Packers because I need Aaron Rodgers to make the 6th seed, so I have a team to root for in the playoffs.
No. The Packers lose. They're out the door. They clear the way for the Giants to come in at 8-8 and get the 6th seed.
The Giants are going to lose this week, and then that's never going to happen.
No.
The house says the Bears.
Yep. Because the Bears are who we thought they were.
I wouldn't say that. I think the Bears have showed up. I don't want to say they're who we thought they were.
That reference just went over your head.
Yep.
It went through mine too.
What the hell was that?
You never... Come on! Look up Dennis Green Bears rant. That's like one of the most famous coaching rants of all time.
Playoffs?
No! Yeah, yeah.
Talking about playoffs.
It's up there. It's like it's right up there with that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Never heard of it. You watch some stupid shit on the internet anyways.
Oh my god.
You know what game also...
Someone catch
you know
this
what,
reference.
You know what game also doesn't matter? The Seahawks at the 49ers, because the Seahawks are going to absolutely demolish the 49ers in their own house.
Oh, come on.
Anybody disagree?
Oh, come on. You mean
in their own house?
You don't have faith in Nick Mullins? What, you don't think the 49ers are going to win?
Listen, don't talk about the 49ers to me right now. I'm still salty.
Damn, man. It's been like 4 days.
Feels like only yesterday.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. And the Broncos lost. And the Seahawks are going to do what the Broncos should have done and beat the 49ers. Anybody disagree?
Yeah, the last time that these teams faced off a couple weeks ago, the final score was like 43-16. So, yeah, you know how this is going to go. The Seahawks are going to go and do Seahawks things, and they're going to win by a lot.
You know why this is going to go the way that we think it's going to go? Because the house says the Seahawks are going to win this football game.
Yeah, now you trust the house.
Exactly. The one game that is something to watch this week, the Patriots at the Steelers.
This is kind of a weak week, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It is a very weak week.
Well, there are a couple gems, and this is actually a very, very important game in the AFC playoff race. We thought that this game was going to potentially be winner gets a bye, loser doesn't. But now it could be winner gets a bye, loser goes home, because the Steelers are in deep doo-doo. However, the one saving grace is that the Patriots have been awful on the road this year. Really, really bad on the road this year. They either lose or they look extremely beatable. And their defense, we know that damage can be done against them. That being said, I'm going to lean toward New England because I think that Pittsburgh needs to be at full health coming into this game. And you don't know Roethlisberger if he's at 100%. You don't know if James Conner's even going to play. And the Pats have just had the Steelers' number as long as I can remember. In this Brady Roethlisberger era, the Patriots just always seem to beat the Steelers. And they're coming into this game after a bad loss, yes, but the Steelers have just lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots in this one because, honestly, I just think that they need to win this. They are favored in this on the road, and Chase brought up a good point about Vegas before. Vegas clearly believes in the Patriots in this one. The Steelers are a little beat up. If James Conner doesn't play, you have, Jaden Smith? Is that what the hell his name is? I don't even know what the hell his name is anymore.
Samuels.
Jaden Samuels.
He's on your team. You should know him.
No, I don't remember what his first name was. What was his first name?
Chase, help.
Is it Jaden?
Jalen.
All right, I was close. I was getting there. Jalen. All right. Not bad for a guy who doesn't pay much attention. Jalen Samuels is all right. Did all right last week. He could do all right again. But, if Roethlisberger's still hurting a little bit and Jalen Samuels plays, defense is a little banged up, Patriots come out and win this one. Patriots lost last week. They got a lot to avenge, if you will. New Avengers trailer out this week, so take a look at that, speaking of the Avengers.
Yep.
Patriots have a lot to avenge, so, yeah, I think they're going to win this one.
I think the Pats are going to lose.
Again?
Yep, because it's not what anybody thinks. They think, Patriots are going to come in and win against the Steelers, blah, 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 bullshit. Guess what? Steelers remember. The Steelers remember the Jesse James catch that was not a catch, but was actually a catch last year. And I think that they're going to come up and play for this game. And I think that they're going to bring it to the Pats. And the Patriots have not been a good team on the road. So just because they lost last game doesn't mean that they're automatically going to be a good road team this week. I'm going to take the Steelers.
I don't entirely disagree with you. I'm bothered by the Steelers' track record against the Pats. They just always seem to choke against this team. I will never forget that AFC Championship game a couple years ago where it's like the shot at the Super Bowl is right in front of you and you just flat out don't show up to the game. I just have no respect for this team whenever they play the Patriots. They always just seem to make the Patriots look unstoppable and play like a JV football squad. And until they prove me otherwise, I'm not picking them to beat the Patriots.
Yep, I got the Patriots in this one, like I said before. And with that, the house has the Patriots also.
Cool.
Eagles at the Rams. Eagles are going to absolutely demolish the Rams because that's...
What?
I'm joking. I know, I'm joking. I was waiting for you to catch on. There's no way the Eagles win this football game. The Rams are favored by a lot. They're going to win. The Eagles suck. The Rams are just that good of a football team. Their defense is not fantastic, but the Eagles is even worse, and the Rams' offense is very good. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Yeah, Rams are going to take care of this one. I think the Rams will take care of this one decisively. Maybe put up 40 points, honestly. The Eagles have nobody in their secondary. Absolutely nobody.
Zero. And it's exactly the type of matchup for a team to exploit that because the Rams, they like to run that spread offense. They like sending the wideouts deep. And with these second string or third string guys in the secondary, they can't cover anybody. So this is just prime situation for the Rams to completely demolish the Eagles. I could see this going similar to what happened when the Eagles went to the Superdome a few weeks back, if you remember that absolute sham of a game. But fun fact, last year the Eagles won this game. This game was also a Sunday Night Football game last year. The Eagles went into LA and beat the Rams. But this is not last season. So the Rams are going to... Oh, what a way for the defending champs to be eliminated, to officially the nail in the coffin by getting destroyed by the Rams. I'm gonna enjoy this.
I'm glad somebody will.
Yeah, this game's gonna suck because the Rams are gonna win. You know what? Another game that's gonna suck: the Saints and the Panthers. The Saints are absolutely gonna demolish them.
What does the house say for the Rams?
The house says Eagles because it's stupid. Continuing on, the Saints.
I actually think that this will be closer than a touchdown.
The Saints Panthers?
Yeah.
It could be. It definitely could be. I still think the Saints win.
I also think the Saints win, especially because since they are controlling their own destiny now, I think they're going to win out from now on. I don't know who they have rest. I think they play the Panthers twice.
Correct.
So if they beat them this week, which I think they will, I think 6.5 points to a home team is way too much.
It's Panthers, Steelers, Panthers.
Oh, wow. That's a tough lineup.
Yeah, at Panthers and then home Steelers, home Panthers.
So I think that the Saints got to take care of business here. Definitely. They're a much better team than the Panthers just because they're a division rival. I hope that doesn't, put them in a funk because honestly, their offense hasn't been scoring a lot of points lately.
Well, the Saints, this is the common trope of, first of all, this is a third straight road game. This is a second straight divisional road game, and although the Panthers have played horribly over the last month and a half, I think they're going to get up for this game. That being said, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that the Panthers defense can't stop a nosebleed, And I talked in the recap episode about how the Saints offense hasn't really looked particularly impressive the last few weeks. I think finally, this is a defense that's been struggling. They can't stop anybody. I think this is finally the chance for the Saints to get back in their groove. It's Monday night. Drew Brees loves prime time. This is a great time for Brees to once again light up the scoreboard. Alvin Kamara to trample a team. Michael Thomas to light it up for 100, 150 yards or so. I think that there's going to be a lot of points. I could see the Saints winning this one like 38-28, maybe 38-34 if the Panthers hang around. Like I said, I think they'll get up for this game, but they're just not good enough to beat the Saints right now.
Yep, Saints are going to win.
House says Saints.
In fact.
That's it. I mean, that's it for me. I got the Saints there.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I mean, the Saints, they control their own destiny right now. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat the same team twice in 3 weeks, like with the Panthers.
That's what I said.
But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, you did say that. I'm backing you up. So,
attaboy.
Yeah. The Saints are they're looking strong right now.
Yep, and with that, that is the last game of the week. That is the Monday night game at 8:15 p.m. So we are going to wrap up our episode. When you listen to this, send us a message, comment on our post, whatever you want to do. Let us know if you agree or disagree on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, preferably Facebook or Instagram, because those we check more often, I'll be completely honest. Other than that, share this, whatever you're listening on, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, YouTube. Let us know where you're listening, how you're listening, phone, computer, wallet, car. I don't really care. Let me know. I want to know where you guys are listening. Give us a shout. Let us know what you're thinking so far, how you're enjoying the show, what we can improve on, what we can get worse at, and just continue to enjoy. Thank you as always. And Jared, who are we?
We are called to the bullpen.
And what are we doing?
We're hanging up.
are
hanging up. Click.
We need a soundboard.